Missing someone. Matumbo is basically intestines, and here in Kenya we have goat or cow intestine. It is a delicacy that is loved by many, and today I'm just going to show you how to make this delicacy. First of all, you need to know how to clean your matumbo. You need to clean them really well, because they tend to carry a lot of sand and a lot of not so clean things, because I mean they are the intestines. That is where everything is processed, right? Cool. Wait, what? So without any further ado, let's go straight into how to make this matumbo.
Matumbo itakangi madodo mingi ngaribu flavor.
Now we are going to chop everything up. We're going to start with the garlic, the pepper, and the ginger. The ginger, we are going to leave it as full as it is, because after it boils, we are going to remove it. Okay, so I'm going to pour this in the matumbo and let them boil together. And then I'm going to show you the stage where we're going to add the salt, because I was afraid I didn't want the matumbo to be ngumu, to be hard, if I put the salt prematurely. So I'm just going to let it boil first before I put in the salt. So we are going to let it boil for 2 to 3 hours. Goat matumbo tends to get done easily, so if you have that cow matumbo, give it 2 to 3 hours. Okay. So it's 2 hours since we last spoke. So at this stage, when the water is almost dwindling, that is where I'm going to add in my onions, because we are making a fried matumbo. I don't want to see those onions hanging around there, so I'm going to put them in that boiling matumbo so that they boil and disappear inside the matumbo. Also, after the water had boiled, immediately, let me just tell you, I put in my salt. Okay. Now the matumbo is almost drying, so I'm going to remove the ginger and also the pepper inside here. Okay, so I remove the pilipili and the ginger. Okay. Now that matumbo is all dry, we are going to put in some cooking oil, and then under medium to low heat, we are going to turn it until it gets to where we want. Okay, the goal is to have very fried, crispy, nice, tasty, not really crispy, but you get the dry matumbo thing, right? That is the goal. So we are going to put it under medium to low heat, turn it like that until it is dried out nicely. We're also going to test for salt. Okay. Now that it is all dried out nicely, we are going to add in our tomatoes and our Royco cube. Then we're going to let that simmer for some time. Remember, it's under medium to low heat. Don't put a lot of heat, you're going to burn the matumbo. Okay, and then also at this stage, after the tomatoes have simmered nicely, we're also again going to taste for salt. Remember, Royco cube tends to be salty. This is our matumbo. After the tomatoes have simmered, you need to stir it until you see the tomatoes have really disappeared. So I'm going to give that another 1 minute. Now look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Our matumbo is ready to be served with ugali and any vegetable of your choice. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Click on that notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Bye bye. So today we are going to make sukuma wiki, aka kales, easy, quick recipe. The ingredients are an onion. We're going to have salt and Royco cube. Then I'm going to use a little bit of garlic. Garlic is really good when it comes to sukuma wiki. If you haven't tried it, you should totally try it. Let's go on. In a sufuria, we're going to put in our cut onions and oil. Let that simmer for a little bit before we add in our garlic, and then we let them simmer until they're almost golden brown. After they are golden brown, add in your tomato if you use tomato in your sukuma wiki. If you don't, let's move on. We're just going to add in our sukuma wiki or kales. Let me tell you, if your sukuma wiki is dry, add a little bit of water. I did not say a river, I said add a little bit of water to help it simmer and cook under very low heat. We don't want our sukuma wiki to burn. So now we are going to add in our Royco cube and a little bit of salt. Remember, Royco cube has salt, so don't put too much salt because you're going to overdo it. So now we are going to stir this or koroga it very nicely, and we're not going to cover it. The reason why I'm not covering it, we want our sukuma wiki to remain green. So we are going to continue to stir it like that. After every 2 minutes, you look at it and stir it until you taste it and feel that it is done. Our sukuma wiki is now done and ready to be served. So today we are making the best beef stew of 2021. You can quote me on that. The ingredients are in a sufuria. I'm going to put in my onions and cooking oil. I'm going to saute those until they are almost golden brown. That is because it makes my meat a little bit browner. It's not a must for you to saute them until they're golden brown because you're going to add water to it. They're going to cook all the same, okay? Okay. And here is my washed meat. I've already added water to it. This is the water that I'm going to use to boil my meat. So now that I've sauteed the onions enough, I'm going to pour this meat plus water in. So now I'm going to add in my freshly mashed ginger and garlic inside. Put some salt to taste. Cover them and let them boil until the water finishes. That is about 25 to 30 minutes. So as that is boiling, I'm going to prepare my tomatoes and all the ingredients I'm going to need for the meat. So I'm going to peel my tomatoes. You can blend your tomatoes, grind your tomatoes, whatever. I'm going to peel mine. When I say peeling, I mean removing the skin of the tomato. I'm not saying you remove the entire thing and you're left with nothing to cook and then you'll say it is that lady from YouTube that showed you. No, me, I told you to remove the skin, only the skin of the tomato, so that you can remain with the tomato so that you're able to cook with it. Okay, ikichadh nyanya, that is what we have been saying. Do ikichadh nyanya, just peel the skin. Now that we are done with preparing the tomatoes, we are going to move on to the other spices. So in a bowl, in a cup, I'm going to put in a 1/4 tablespoon of black pepper. Feel free to add more if you're a lover of pepper, or less if you're not a fan like that. Okay, and then I'm going to add in a little bit of turmeric. That is a 1/4 tablespoon too. Turmeric is just to give it color, just to make it look nice, know what I'm saying. Then next, I'm going to add 1/4 tablespoon of garam masala. Let me just tell you something. Garam masala makes your food taste a different type of way, like a fancy type of way, like a tasty, delicious, tantalizing type of way. Okay, that is a 1/4 tablespoon of garam masala. And then I'm going to put in a 1/4 tablespoon of cumin. Add in some water, mix it well, and then we'll wait for when the meat is boiled and dry, and then I'll show you where we're going to put this. Okay, let's wait for the meat to boil. Almost, let's give it 2 more minutes and it will be dry. Now from here on, we are going to cook under low heat. Why? I want my meat to turn brown without burning, so I'll cook it under low heat and let everything just turn brown and nice. I hate it when my meat is white. I do not like it at all. Mission complete. Trust me, it is browner than it looks here on camera. So now we are going to add our tomatoes. Cover them and let them simmer for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Remember, we are still cooking under low heat. Okay, usichome chakula ipendi haraka, mdogo mdogo tu, piki watu chakula tamu. Okay. Now it's time to add our spices. You remember those spices that we put in water? Yes, those ones. Now it's the time to add them in here. So you can see there is some remaining in the cup, so I'm going to add more water and just cover the meat just a little bit kidogo, just like this. Taste for salt, add if I need more. Cover for 10 minutes and then we'll be back to see the final results. And I can tell you, this meat was delicious, tantalizing. Mwah. The meat is ready. It can be served with rice, spaghetti, or ugali. Here I had it with rice, I had it with spaghetti. Let me just show you how it looks in a plate. Rice that I have served with the meat, it is just for social media. The real serving, I will show you. So this is how the meat looks, and I can tell you, you can take my word for it. It was delicious. It was tantalizing. It was amazing. Okay, guys, let me just show you how it looked when I had it with spaghetti the next day. Oh, I was craving boiled eggs, so I made one for myself. So I've already washed my bananas. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut the edges. That top part, I'm going to cut it off, and then we're going to place it in a sufuria with water. Let them boil until they are cooked. When they cook, they change color to a darker color, almost black. As the bananas are boiling, we are going to prepare the rest of the ingredients. That is the onion, garlic, black pepper, turmeric, all those ingredients, tomatoes, so that when the bananas are cooked, we are not rushing, we are not burning anything. We are cooking things systematically. Okay? Okay. Washed and ready, I'm just going to cut them into the sphere where I'm going to be cooking the green bananas. I'm going to peel the garlic and then I'm going to cut them into really tiny pieces. Bananas are almost ready. They have been boiling for 15 minutes, so I'm just going to give them 10 more minutes. That will make 25 minutes for them to be done. I went ahead and also peeled my tomatoes and mashed them to get them ready. Okay, so what is going to happen after our bananas are ready is that I'm going to pour out the hot water, put in cold water so that the bananas can cool down before I peel them. Right here, right now, our bananas are ready. So in a sufuria, I've already put on cooking oil, vegetable cooking oil, and onions. We're just going to let those simmer for a bit. I'm going to cook them under low heat because I want to go ahead and peel my bananas. They've already cooled down. Okay. Some people like cooking them all like this, and there are some people who like cutting them. So I am both. Sometimes I cut, sometimes I cook them all. So today we are going to cut them into tiny pieces. So now that our onions have sauteed for a few minutes, I'm going to add in our garlic. Remember, garlic cooks faster than onions, so you put your onions before you put your garlic so that they can brown together. Okay. Okay, after they're all golden brown, we're going to pour in our mashed tomatoes. There's a new ingredient in town for me. So I didn't have peanut butter, and I tried to replace peanut butter with these grounded groundnuts. Njugu imesiagwa. Yeah, I wanted to see how it was going to work. You see the way when you put njugu imesiagwa or grounded groundnuts on in your porridge and it tastes milky when you cook them in your porridge. I didn't know whether that was going to be the result, but I soon came to find out yes, it made my soup thicker, but it did not bring out the taste the way peanut butter would bring out the taste. So 100% I would recommend peanut butter instead of this. It didn't work for me. Our onions are turning golden. Now it's time to put in our mashed tomatoes. Okay? Nyanya imesiagwa. Whether ni blender ama umesiaga tu hivyo. Sawa sawa? Okay. As we let our tomatoes simmer for at least 3 minutes, I'm going to put in a quarter teaspoon of garam masala. I'm going to put in a quarter teaspoon of turmeric, and then I'm going to put in black pepper, a quarter teaspoon or as much as you want depending on your tolerance on pepper. Then remember, if you've never used these ingredients before, garam masala has that lemony taste. So if you've never used all these ingredients before, how about you start with just a pinch of everything, see how it goes for your first time so that the second time you know what to do. So today also I'm going to add in my Roco cube. That is what I'm adding in there. We're going to add water to all those ingredients. That is what you're going to pour inside our simmered tomatoes. Okay? Okay. Now we are going to add in our ingredients in there like that. Let them simmer for a few minutes again. As they are simmering, I'm just going to cut my bananas into pieces, get them ready to be put in there. So the ingredients have already simmered. I'm now adding in my bananas, and I'd already added salt in there. So what I'm going to do after I've added my water and the soup has simmered a little bit, I'm going to taste for salt and see whether I need to add more or leave it the way it is. I'm going to add in my grounded peanuts, my grounded njugu inside here to let them simmer together, because I don't know how it's going to behave because it is raw groundnuts. But if I was adding peanut butter instead, I would have let this simmer for at least 5 minutes, add in my 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. Remember, peanut butter is going to make your soup thicker, so depending on the amount of people you have in the house, adjust your soup. And also remember, things like bananas and potatoes, they always suck in the soup after they sit for some time after cooking. So you want to make sure that you are eating this immediately after you have made it, or else it's going to suck all the soup. Coupled with the peanut butter, it's going to make it worse because peanut butter makes the soup thicker. Okay? Okay, I hope you have understood what I was trying to say. Our bananas are now ready to be served. Okay? Let me just tell you in advance, they were delicious, if I do say so myself. Yes, the grounded peanuts or njugu did not do what I expected them to do, like in terms of taste. They did not bring out that taste, but they made my soup thicker. That is one thing that peanut butter does. Okay. So now if I have this one with black tea, aka strong tea, breakfast is served. Breakfast is officially served with this delicious green banana stroke matoke recipe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something new. Don't forget to subscribe. Click on that notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Love you. Bye bye.